It's 1 o'clock. Welcome back in. This is Three Man Front on Jocks on this Thursday. If you missed our interviews earlier in the program, Rodney Orr, Tighter Insider, Matt Corral, the starting quarterback for the Birmingham Stallions, and also Rob Pate, former Auburn DB, as we preview the Auburn A-Day coming up on Saturday. Been taking a lot of your phone calls today, 1-800-239-WJOX. Also, the text line is open at 205-834-9450.
It is indeed, and a lot of text coming in on a variety of topics. Also, let's go to the text line now, and we got Jerry, Uncle Jerry from Hayden. Conrad, is that your dad or your mom's?
Mom's.
Mom's. And he was...
It's by marriage.
He was a part of the rescue team, right?
I think that was his son.
That rappelled down to retrieve you?
I know you weren't paying attention
them,
because you were probably in shock, but how many total rescue, the whole...
I mean, there were two guys down there with me. I mean, I would guess at least...
because once you got outside, you had probably police. And
were there TV
there
crews
were police,
doing
there were
stand-ups?
TV, yeah, there were.
The cave right down behind me with the sign that clearly says, do not... There's a young man. It's down there and always...
Yep. No, that actually happened.
Really?
Yes. That was real. Everything all considered, if we're including like the helicopter and everything, it would probably 20.
How much money did you cost the taxpayers?
I'm not going to share that amount, but my mother kindly told me one day, just out of curiosity, how much do you think all this costs? I was like, oh, it was a lot of money. Good thing for insurance, kind of covered some of it.
Oh, we've heard about the money and the resources that law enforcement on doing it on bogus chases, investigations, whatever. This was not bogus.
Helicopter flight is not cheap from Hayden to Birmingham. Not cheap.
Imagine so.
But I'm thankful for it.
Buster Latta, have y'all said anything about the Stallions signing Anders Carlson? We sure did. We talked about it. Welcome upgrade. The Dutchman, Conrad. I just enjoyed a banana the right way. The apes got it right.
Yeah.
I'll never go back. Great show as always, folks. Love y'all. See what you're doing.
Don't knock it till you try it, man. I had a banana this morning and I ate it that way. It's the best way
Tell
to eat it.
people how to eat it.
So you don't go from the stalk end. You go from the tip and you peel the tip back because that's the way that monkeys do it. I don't know what y'all's problem is. That is a very accurate description of how you eat a banana the right way.
First of all, I've never had anybody slowly describe how they eat a banana.
No, that's how you peel the banana.
Now, what do you do with the tip again?
You have to peel the tip back, and then sometimes the innard tip is still attached, and you're going to want to take that out because it's got that vein in it. You're going to want to peel that off and throw it in the trash. I do, at least. And then you enjoy. And that is how monkeys eat bananas in the wild, which is the right way to eat a banana. Because, sometimes...
You're stopping people in the hallway. They're
probably like, man, I didn't know this guy.
No, there was a Boy Scout group that was walking through on a tour, and they all stopped going, what is this guy talking about?
Well, move along, guys.
Well, when their banana peel badge comes along, that'll be very helpful information for them. But, sometimes when you're messing with the stalk, it doesn't crack the right way, and then it gets all mushy up there. This avoids that dilemma completely.
So the stalk stays firm.
Yeah. And then you have a little something to hold the banana by if you don't want to hold on to the peel directly. But you're going to need a longer stalk if you want to hold it that way. I'm just glad someone actually gave it a try and enjoyed it.
Hey, Langem, swing over here for a second.
Yep.
Swing over here for a second.
What was that? That sounded like a hyena.
My best Mac Jones.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I just that was real reaction. Conrad. Oh,
I
Drew
feel
says,
like that
does
was very
Conrad
informative.
eat corn on the cob the same way?
Oh, well, it's normally shucked by the time that I eat it, so no, I just gnaw on that thing like a wheel.
Someone chiming in that monkeys actually don't eat bananas in the wild very often.
Yeah, Conrad.
Okay, but when they do, they eat them that way. What do they eat? I swear, I've watched like Planet Earth, and they're eating bananas like that. Something.
Bugs off each other's backs from the videos I've seen.
Well, they should eat more bananas. They're good. They're really good.
A lot of protein.
Picking ticks off each other.
Someone says I'm about to run off the road. Hilarious. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. But I mean, that was just I don't know what's funny about that. That's how you peel a banana the right way and eat it.
Going back to our bold predictions for the college football season, Robert says, I caught the tail end of the early bold predictions. I thought Conrad said Alabama would go 9-3. I
He
have
did.
Alabama 10-2. Early favorable schedule should have helped the growth of the offense. Bama loses to Georgia, and then LSU and Baton Rouge.
All right, so let's play this out.
I don't hate that. Yeah.
Because Brandon Marcello, as he predicted, or his bold prediction, was that Bama would win 10 or 11 games, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yep. And you'd be back in the playoff at that point.
But then he also predicted that Mississippi State would beat Alabama in Starkville.
Correct, which means there is a scenario in his mind where Alabama goes 11-1 and only loses to
But-
Mississippi State and Starkville.
But for the people who did not join
my
us,
point.
but if you
I know,
didn't
I know.
join
That's my
us,
point.
if you didn't join us for the segment though, it was you can pick either one of these, or you can opt neither one of these you think happens.
Yeah, it's like it's BS. It's neither one of them's going to
It's
happen.
not like you have to pick one or the other. So you said
yeah, I said neither because it was Alabama wins 10 or 11 games
Or Texas wins the national
Correct.
championship.
And I said I don't think either one of those happens right now.
But that's the flaw in his article is like, so you think Alabama's good enough to exceed expectations,
But also lose
but
to
you're
Mississippi
not
State.
good enough to beat a team that historically you have beaten into the ground, even when your program was bad. I'm talking about Bama bad,
Correct, yeah.
not Bama
So
Nick
he-
Saban good.
so. You think he's maybe taking the going with the logic of what we saw happen against Vanderbilt a couple of years ago, like what is happening. But that would be a what is happening moment
But if
for
you're
me.
good, but if you're good enough to win that many games, though, why
Yeah,
would-
it's not crazy to say you lose to Georgia or LSU.
No,
or
not at
something,
all.
But Mississippi State,
or losing at Tennessee. But
I-
say that you're going to lose in Starkville.
I
I'd be
don't-
more surprised if Alabama lost to Mississippi State this year than 2 years ago when they lost to Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt. They don't lose to Mississippi State. Like that's the one school.
yeah.
Well, if
It's-
they do,
doesn't-
here's not a bold prediction. Kalen DeBoer, they'll find a way to get the money to get him out of there.
Yeah.
And that would be the final straw.
Probably so, unless that 11-1 scenario plays.
Well, yeah, true. Then it's we can't fire him, but he lost to State. Yeah, but won
yeah,
an SEC championship.
I'll give them credit. That's a bold one.
Yeah, I thought.
I went Alabama 9-3, and if they go 9-3, but I could see them winning a 10th game.
See, I think 9-3 is. Oh man, this is not going to earn me favors with people. I think 9-3 is really solid, and that gives you wiggle room. You could go 10-2. You could also go 8-4 if things don't go your way.
The prevailing wisdom from people that I talk to, and I'm not going to name names. 8-4 seems like the number that most people think that Alabama is realistically going to go this year.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody on Saturday after the spring game, and a response that I got was, "How do you feel about 8-4?"
Yeah, I've gotten the same thing from multiple people.
I don't like that, but that's
Hey, listen, Mike Rodak has been on record on this program.
Well, if you
A
can't run
couple
the ball
Fridays ago.
and you're going to have a first-year starter in the SEC at quarterback, you don't know which Ryan Coleman Williams you're going to get on a week-to-week basis. You've already had some injuries. An offensive line that, by all accounts,
they could come together and be great. They could
Has-
also be very
has not really
average.
blown anyone's skirt up.
No, they've had 15
Yeah.
practices together.
But
as a group.
if we're going other foot, then all of those things don't work out. You could in that schedule, you could see Alabama going 8-4.
Yeah, and we're not predicting that, but it's just there's a it's not that big of a stretch to find a way for that to happen.
Who do you view right now as better than Alabama heading into the season, just on paper?
In the SEC or just
Yeah. Georgia,
Texas. On paper, LSU.
Okay. What about Ole Miss?
That one's tough. Better quarterback,
Mhm.
obviously. Better running back. I would say they're pretty even because I think the defense for Alabama will be better than Ole Miss's defense potentially. but I
Texas
think
A&M
the
and
offense will be
Oklahoma?
better.
Same?
Yeah. I would say there's 3 teams that are clearly ahead of Alabama on paper right now, and then they're in that same group with those teams you just mentioned,
Okay.
Oklahoma, A&M,
Oh,
Ole
I
Miss.
was always curious.
But again, one thing doesn't go your way in a game, and you could be at the bottom of that group, and you're what, 6th in the SEC?
And I don't want the whole fire talk. I'm just asking. But if it does play out 8-4, Pat, do you believe that Kalen DeBoer will be back for a fourth season?
Ooh.
It's really hard to
It-
imagine that he would for me.
it could go one or two ways. We don't know what else could be open
Yeah, if he, I,
where he
Mhm.
could use
Washington opens up, or Lincoln Riley decides he's leaving USC.
all of a sudden the golden parachute
Yeah.
somewhere.
Mhm.
Then,
I don't know why, but I'm sending him back out west.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
that would be a prevailing scenario.
Do you agree with this? I feel very good about this. If you go 8-4 and Kalen DeBoer is back for another year, Ryan Grubb will not be.
Oh gosh, no,
Mm-mm.
not a chance. Nope,
I feel very confident about that.
nope, not at all.
And possibly a new GM.
That's another, yeah. Because see, the thing with 8-4 is, well, what if they go 8-4, but Keelan Russell looks really amazing? But if he looks really amazing, you probably are not 8-4. Because that would be your saving grace, right? Is, well, we might have the best quarterback in the country or one of the best the next year, but you're probably not 8-4.
Well, you look back to not this past year's DJ Lagway, but year before DJ Lagway in Florida. You got an exciting player on offense that can make it go, but you're missing pieces, and against good teams, it shows up.
Well, you're facing not the opportunity, but you're facing the scenario where you go into a season to where, like most teams, you're going to be as good as your quarterback plays. Unfortunately for Alabama, outside of Ty Simpson, he had no help in the backfield. And if Alabama can't run the football, then whoever is your quarterback is going to have to do what Ty Simpson did for the majority of the season last year, which was play out of your mind. Now, the back end of the season, you saw what happened. He got dinged up. He got hurt. You couldn't run the ball, so the defenses would pin their ears back and bring everything they had. And that's when Ty Simpson was not as sharp as he was at the beginning of the season. So if you don't have a running game, I don't care who the quarterback is, there's going to be major problems.
Yeah,
in that
you get
football team.
predictable in this league because they got the Joes. Then at that point, you're not going, well, we've got this speed on the perimeter. We can overcome it. No, because look at who's guarding your speed on the corner.
When I brought it up before, because I know a lot of people go, well, in the Pac-12, they just sling it around, and you can't do that in the SEC, and you can't. But his last year at Washington, they played for a national championship. He had a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yes, sure did.
Like, Michael Penix was great. Those receivers were great. They also had a complimentary run game. Got to have that.
And I think they assumed that they would.
But that question is going to be the one that more people are going to ask us in Tampa.
Yeah.
Is Kalen DeBoer. And because of the fact, listen, if he had not made the college football playoff last year, we're having a completely different conversation right now. I mean, we're talking about this year, you better win 10 games and you better be a high seed in the college football playoff or you're gone.
Yeah.
That's the story. But by him making the college football playoff and winning a game in the college football playoff, I think that has kind of soothed it over a little bit. But don't make a mistake thinking that Alabama is going to sit back and Greg Burns is going to be happy with a 9-3 season.
Well, I think almost the Big Ten winning consecutive titles has helped folks like Kalen DeBoer. Because I think it's easy, and maybe Greg Byrne doesn't look at it this way, but I do as a fan of the SEC.
Since another SEC team has not picked up the ball and won that championship.
I mean, Pat, Georgia's had their bumps.
Yeah.
That's a really good program. and they're riding.
Georgia hasn't won a
Flying pretty
playoff
high.
game in 3 years.
LSU fired Brian Kelly, a coach that I think we would all consider a top 10 college football coach.
Mhm.
Just look around the country at other coaches that have had struggles. I think it's easier I think it's more palatable. Whether you might not like it and your boosters are hating it, but you look at, all right, who are we going to go get that ensures that we have greater success than what we've got now? And we're going to blow it all up to do it. And now with revenue, and we're going to pay a bunch of money to guys that are not going to be working. And then we're bringing in another staff and we're starting over. I think that's helped folks like Kalen DeBoer in really high-pressure jobs.
Yeah, because I think barring some crazy mix shakeup that we don't see coming, who are you going to go get that you can sell as a better coach?
Now, James Franklin, they were just looking for a reason to part ways with him. That relationship had gone sour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case with Kalen DeBoer in Alabama. Yet. I'm just kidding.
International soccer giant and current world champion Argentina will meet Iceland on Tuesday, June 9th at Jordan-Hare Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Be a part of the first international soccer game at Auburn. This is Argentina's last game before the World Cup, and tickets start at just $45. Go to roadto26.com to secure your tickets for this historic matchup. Incredible elite competition and world-class talent coming to Jordan-Hare Stadium as Argentina and Iceland get ready for the 2026 World Cup. Get your tickets at roadto26.com or aubtix.com. Argentina versus Iceland, Tuesday, June 9th at 7:30 at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We will continue on. More of your text messages coming in. This football talk on this Thursday on Jocks.
A lot of text coming in on all of Conrad's comments. First from Banana Peeling, how Conrad eats a banana in provocative ways. Drake reminds us that monkeys actually eat more mango than banana. How do you eat a mango, Conrad?
Not a mango guy. I don't know. Don't you just? It's like an orange.
Steve from Tuscaloosa says, I am lost with Comrade's directions on eating banana. Please have him record an instructional video on his process. Thank you, Steve.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's on your personal accounts.
Corral did it.
And not any of
Not
the
Corral, excuse me. Will Levis did it.
station accounts, please.
That was an incredibly accurate and intuitive explanation of how that process goes.
Listeners want it. Another one coming in. Going to need an on-air visual on how to properly eat a banana, Conrad.
Has Faye texted in? Has Faye requested him to?
I'm looking right now, Pat. Oh. Michael in Huntsville, thanks for listening, says, I've always eaten bananas the way that Conrad does.
Yeah, the right way.
Maybe you guys can have a contest.
I just don't get why people get so up in arms about this. You guys get freaked out every time I talk about it. It's very normal. It is.
Okay.
Back to if Kalen DeBoer loses 4 games, potentially goes 8-4. This listener says it depends on how Bama loses those 4 games.
No offense to the texter, but is this where we are now? It's like I've never.
No, I know. I know what you're saying.
A loss is a loss. Whether you lose by 1 or lose by 20, you still lost.
Well, it's like 2022. Okay, you lost 2 games on the last play of the game to LSU and Tennessee. You still lost 2 games and didn't make the playoff.
Ask you, Freeze, how close games in the SEC work out. If he loses four games for 3 straight years, who would want him? Ask someone.
I mean, there's a lot of people that would want him.
Yeah.
but-
Tripp says Brian Kelly is a joke. Remember when he went 4-8 at Notre Dame? He's not a top 10 coach. My opinion. Have a great day. Okay.
He's also the winningest coach in the history of Notre Dame football. For what that's worth.
But again, if he's not in your top 10,
Yeah, I mean, it's personal opinion.
no offense, but it doesn't bother me one bit. 10 wins, SEC championship game appearance, high playoff seed, and win a game in the playoffs. LOL. Another season with an unproven quarterback with SEC play experience and a questionable running game. 8-4, 9-3 at best. That's from Bama Hater.
I could have guessed that without you saying that.
At least he said 9-3 best.
Yeah. Well, that's where I am right now.
Carson and Tuscaloosa. Wait, you don't eat them like corn? The banana?
No. Like where you rotate the banana in your... No. What kind of psychopath does that?
Do it again.
Like, no, I'm not. No. That only works with corn because you have the hard middle part. I didn't know. There wasn't a way around that.
There are no communist countries in the 2026 World Cup. Will Conrad watch, and
No.
who will he support?
Nobody, I guess.
Maybe North Korea, China,
I'm going to root for a real underdog. The
Russia.
United States of America.
You're not too far off on that one.
Maybe you can have your own little 4-team cup.
That's,
Who else is communist?
Call it the Axis Cup.
that's
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be great.
Yeah, one coming in, echoing those comments. Losing close didn't save Hugh Freeze. This is Jim. He says he would like to do something to a banana. But I didn't get through that one. Oh, gosh. Yo, Conrad, do you bite and chew the banana, or do you break it and swallow it whole?
Just bite by bite. I don't break it off. Sometimes the bottom tip, though, I will leave. I will throw that part away. I don't always make it to the end.
Carson in Tuscaloosa said, by the way, I don't eat them that way at all. I don't eat bananas at all, but I had to ask.
Okay. I was really worried that somebody actually ate a banana like corn on the cob.
What's the optimal size banana for you?
And does color
Oh,
does
the
it
one
matter?
that Molly had the other day? That would be probably the optimal size that she brought for the crate.
Are you
I knew you would like
Are you
that.
weird on the color? Do you want it to be a high resolution yellow, maybe a green, not quite there, maybe a little bit of brown?
Yeah, I don't want the brown. I want to look at it and go, that was green 2 days ago. But it's not anymore. That's like the
So what was the size? What was the
What if the stem's kind of soft?
what was the
Those-
length?
were fantastic, by the way.
What was
Those
the
were
girth?
fresh bananas.
You're welcome.
They weren't super girthy. They were just longer.
Do you like the girth or the length?
I feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck with the length.
You think you're ready, but you never are.
I'd held it in together for so long.
Smokey, who taught Conrad to eat a banana? The Jungle Book.
Probably not a bad place to go for your banana needs.
Curious George never ate the bananas that way, did he?
I don't know. I guess.
No, because that book would have been burned.
Yeah.
They would not have been allowed for kids
would
to,
have been allowed
to
in
look at
kids'
it.
schools. Yeah.
Another one, John here. Only reason Brian Kelly is a top winning coach, he's used to playing middle school schedules at Notre Dame. Not a top 10 coach. And dude can't win big games to save his life.
Yeah, fair in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Sorry. Breaking news, America. The Axis of Evil has been renamed the Axis of Conrad.
I always wanted something to be named after me.
There is no Faye, but somebody's asking if Faye would make a video of her eating a banana. We have not heard from Faye.
It's been a minute or two.
And Dutchman says, yeah, you got me pulled over. I can't stop laughing.
We had someone that said they were going to find Faye this weekend, but I never heard back. So I guess that didn't.
So you don't know if they
I guess they
found
didn't
Faye or
find
not?
her. Yeah.
They're getting their hair cut?
I mean, I have to imagine if they had found her that we would have
Heard.
heard about that. Yeah.
And then Bo from Birmingham says, if Lane Kiffin goes 9-3 2 years in a row, he would be fired after the second year. Would he be fired after the second year?
Woo.
They can't do that buyout with the Brian Kelly one, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
I'd say he's got at least 3.
Yeah.
Keep the text rolling in. 205-834-9450.
Is there any more elongated fruit that you'd like to tell us how you eat?
No, it's just bananas.
Okay.
Just
Need that potassium.
There you go.
Yeah. Keeps the cramps down.
That's right.
Does. Never mind. You got Ponders coming up?
That was going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was going to be good.
Yeah. Filter got it. Pat Ponders on the way next. Three-man front we roll on this Thursday. Pat Ponders along momentarily. How about the garage in Pelham? Going to go get my AC checked. They got the $40 off coupon there at thegarageandpelham.com right now because we got the warm weathers here. We're in the 80s. Maybe we're going to dip down into the 70s next week, but it's going to be right back to 80s and then 90s. And then we got heat indices into the summertime up in the triple digits. You want to make sure that your family is happy wherever you go and your travels this spring, this summer, and you can do it by getting that AC checked. And the good news, the garage in Pelham, they have got 4 new AC diagnostic service machines that handle even the newest refrigerants. Certainly worth the drive. Right there off of Highway 31 in Pelham. 5-star ratings across the board, and there's a reason why so many people travel across the state to have routine maintenance done at the garage in Pelham. They're going to take care of you. They're from the area. Bob is the owner, gives back to local schools and charities. Robert and Richie there in the clean lobby when you walk in. Guys, you never have to worry about your wife, your daughter, your girlfriend, your significant other not being treated with the utmost respect when they go in because that's the kind of people they are. TheGarageInPelham.com. Check them out. Everything under the sun they can help you out with and the 1,000 things that I need done to my personal truck. GarageInPelham.com. Tell them Landrum from Jock sent you. 5 questions from Pat. This is what we call Pat Ponders.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
All right, question number 1. Which player next week will be the most intriguing player everyone will be talking about in the NFL draft?
Like in terms of where they get picked?
Just the name that everyone, there will be a storyline that everyone will talk about. The most intriguing player in next week's draft.
So I'll tie it into who is, I think, will pick them potentially. Because I really like this pick if it ultimately comes to fruition. And Jordan Tyson, the receiver from Arizona State, who everyone agrees is the best receiver in the draft, but he's got an injury history. Seems to be a lot of buzz that the Chiefs are going to land him now. And I think the Chiefs getting a top 10 pick, using it on a receiver, and it'll be the Chiefs are going to be back. Once Patrick Mahomes is healthy, they're going to go march back to a Super Bowl. I could see that being a big storyline. Outside of the obvious quarterback in Mendoza and how nice he is and stuff.
The question was the biggest storyline?
Most intriguing player everyone will be talking about.
I would say Casey Concepcion just because of the letter that he wrote to the GMs.
I would say Ty Simpson, whether he'll be a day 1 or day 2.
I agree with Molly. I think that will be the number 1 story.
Maybe not like Will Levis, where they had him in the green room, and
it will absolutely because he'll be surrounded by so many different scenarios of what potentially could happen. Now, I will tell you, I just saw an interview, or I read about an interview that was conducted a few minutes ago with the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs. And he just told everybody in the media, get ready. You might see more trades in this first round than you have seen in a very, very long time. He is expecting a very active trading period at the draft.
Okay. I love trades in the draft. I think that'd be, I'm all for that. I will also throw this out there.
I hate to interrupt. The reason he said there were going to be so many trades is because there's not a lot of franchise quarterbacks available.
Yeah.
And so they believe that a lot of people are going to be moving in and out.
I could see that. I could see that being the case. I will say for your question as well, I know we haven't really talked about it, but if there's a player that drops in particular and we see a Reuben Baines situation, I think that will be a big storyline as well because of some concerns.
All right, question number 2. If Liv fails, will we ever see another attempt to rival the PGA Tour?
No, I don't think so because Liv, you look at the names that they got and the money and the backing, and ultimately if it doesn't work, who wants to go and try to do that again? The merger would have been interesting had it happened. But no, I don't think we do.
See, I'm with you because it feels like there would have to be a golfer attached to a new league that could rival in popularity Tiger. And I don't know if we'll ever get that, or at least in our lifetime.
We don't have those in any other sports that we we really follow, do we? We have the UFL, but nobody compares that to the NFL, and they made it clear head on. We're not trying to go head on.
Yeah.
Live is trying to compete with the PGA.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have...
NBA doesn't have that equivalent. NHL doesn't have that equivalent.
No. Baseball doesn't.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it either.
Next question. Today is Bill Belichick's 74th birthday.
Aww.
Give me your best guess what his girlfriend Jordan Hudson has in store for Coach Bill tonight.
Well, this morning at breakfast, she ate a banana for him.
Nice.
Putting on a show. Breakfast and a show.
Maybe they took a nice East Coast beach trip and they played mermaids again
Okay.
and did some yoga on the beach.
I think it's probably a little something more romantic, Molly. I think.
A beach trip is romantic.
Yeah, but
During the
table
day.
for two,
Yeah.
his favorite table there at Piccadilly.
Mm-hmm.
Little shuffleboard afterwards.
There we go.
And you get home in time to watch your late night program at 8.
So
Hey.
So I've got a triple threat for you. So early in the morning, gift time. Custom Savannah Bananas jersey. But
There you
instead
go.
of Belichick, it says Bill plus Jordan on the back.
Mm.
So it's a joint couples
Yeah.
jersey.
Okay.
Then,
Look at you, little Casanova.
yeah, I know. Then she's going to get him real excited during the day by saying we're having lobster for dinner. But like in the past, it's going to be a nice array of strawberries instead of the actual lobster, which we know disappointed him mightily the last time that happened. And to go along with it, she is going to unveil their new joint Facebook account because he's older. A joint Facebook account, Bill and Jordan Hudson. And the first post is going to be him at the dinner table looking disgruntled at the strawberry lobster.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was oddly specific. Like he is.
I'm kind of on that roll right now. Oddly specific.
Mm.
I thought that was good.
All right, next question. If the SEC football built a reverse Mount Rushmore to its perennial basement dwellers, which 4 teams get carved into stone?
This is just football?
Yep.
Mississippi State, Kentucky. South Carolina.
Yeah, I was going to say South Carolina. Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vanderbilt.
Yeah. This is permanent, carved into stone.
Yep, forever.
I feel good about those 4 picks.
I think that's a good list.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Arkansas.
I was about to say Arkansas would be the one that would be left off,
Who
but
would
they'd
we
be
trade?
grateful for it.
Who would we trade Arkansas for on this list?
If we had to.
Moving forward.
Oh, moving forward?
Yeah, would it be State or Kentucky or
I would say
South Carolina.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
probably
South Carolina.
South Carolina has made the SEC championship.
they have?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As has Mississippi State.
But no Vandy,
As
no
has
Ole
not
Miss.
Ole Miss
Yep.
or Texas A&M. Yeah, I think that's a solid 4.
All right, final question of the day comes courtesy of BB. I'm sure Conrad already knows about this. Scientists in China have used a gene editing technology to create a new tomato variety that smells like buttered popcorn.
Ooh.
The project was conceived to address the problem of tomatoes losing some aroma and flavor during transport and storage. Is there a food that you don't eat but would be willing to if it smelled like buttered popcorn or some other tantalizing aroma?
Broccoli.
See, I actually like broccoli.
The smell of steamed broccoli makes me want to yak.
Most fish.
No. Fish is good. Particularly like sardines or
Yeah.
anchovies.
Mm-mm.
Nasty.
Yeah, probably some sort of seafood. Because my thing is, I don't like smells don't always bother me. It's the actual taste or like the textures of food. And that wouldn't change that if it smelled different. That's my problem. Like, I'm a picky eater in that sense.
Have you seen this stuff on TikTok? Page is all about this now, like the tinned fish.
Yeah. No.
I love my wife very much, but it's just the most
Foul.
disgusting thing. Yeah, foul. That's
Yeah.
a great way to describe it.
I could see a lot of people saying boiled eggs just because of the sulfur.
But see, I don't like those
Smell.
anyway.
But
the
you don't
taste.
like them anyways.
Yeah. So, because that's what I was thinking about. But a lot of the foods I don't like, I don't like them because of the smell. I like them because they don't taste good to me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, boiled eggs are just nasty.
yeah, I think those are gross.
All right, that's today's Pat Ponders.
Do you have one, Pat? I know for the food one.
Smells don't really bother me, as you guys know. That
No,
that
they
doesn't
don't.
Yeah.
that doesn't affect me. But I'm like Molly. There's just certain things just don't taste
You're
good.
just not
so,
gonna-
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just
Yeah.
smell doesn't affect it.
So
for
if
me.
it tasted like butter popcorn,
That's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Sign me up.
I'd eat anything.
I can't
yeah.
eat popcorn anymore.
Is it because of the butter? Or
No, that shard I got
Mm.
that worked its way out 7 months later.
Ugh.
It's good to work out those shards.
It can be dangerous eating popcorn late at night. Careful, kids. 3-man front, we continue. 149, three-man front here on this Thursday. Appreciate all of you tuning in to join us. We do have the worst thing, maybe the best thing, depends on who you are, what you like, that I've seen coming up. Conrad will have one. I will have one as well. Our friends at Noto Roofing want to remind you they're locally owned and operated. You're going to deal directly with our friends and the owners, Sammy and Matt Noto. These are guys that grew up here in Metro Birmingham. I grew up with them. They're guys that you can trust. Chris is another trusted individual. He's got 30 years of roofing experience. He was there, very detail-oriented. He taught me things about roofs that I had no idea about, and also the job they did. They got there early on Monday morning when they said they were going to be there. All-day job, took off my existing roof, replaced decking on the roof, then the actual roof, added some ridge vents. We can already tell a difference in our house. The AC is being retained. I don't know the science behind it. I just know that they did what they said they were going to do, and we are happy. And now, if it ever rains again, we're going to know that we are protected. Noto Roofing, they offer free inspections to all of our Great Jocks listeners. I know several folks that have taken them up on this. Some are getting new roofs. Some were told you're good to go. They're not going to tell you need something if you don't. NOTOroofing.com. That's Noto. NOTOroofing.com. Alabama guys, Alabama company you can trust. Give them a call, 205-848-2299. And when Sammy answers the phone, you be sure to tell him that Landrum from Jocks sent you. We see good, we see bad. We've seen some good, and we've seen some bad. This is the worst thing that we've seen.
This is the worst thing I've seen.
Been in quarantine and I need to get out and party. Woo! What's better than beach and a few drinks and Jeeps? Man, getting better than that. Law enforcement's definitely made their visitability and made people chill out and not be as crazy. The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
I feel the need for speed.
Thought you were going to say tweed.
No.
I knew where you were going with that, Landrum. Don't worry.
Thank you, Molly.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this one, though. I'd like to ask my cohorts. It appears that a blockbuster could be officially in the works. A sequel to the hit action film Top Gun Maverick is officially in the works, and Tom Cruise is set to once again return as Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. Paramount, the studio behind the original 86 Top Gun film and its 2022 follow-up, announced the highly anticipated news during its CinemaCon 2026 panel, reportedly confirming the script is being written, and Jerry Bruckheimer is also going to return to produce the upcoming threequel. Are you guys open to a Top Gun 3?
Heck yeah.
I haven't seen the first two.
Whoa, you haven't seen it? Wait, what?
What?
I don't think so.
Okay, after
I for sure haven't seen the second one.
All right.
After Tropic Thunder, Top
Gun, and then Top Gun. Yes.
Okay.
That's
I like
easy.
the soundtrack, though. I know the music.
Oh, they're so good.
Maverick,
it.
Mark Cruise's first return to the role of Pete Maverick since the original hit theaters 36 years earlier. I got chill bumps in the theater just in the opening credits where they're playing. Oh, and they still had the same font that they had from the original
Oh, it was
movie.
excellent. Yeah.
I thought it was really well done.
killed it.
I'm a little worried about this one.
Yeah, they should have taken 36 years again, but, it's fine.
No. Cruise, the 63-year-old Mission Impossible star, teasing the future of the Top Gun franchise back in May of 2025 while discussing he had planned next in his action-packed career. And he said, yep, we were talking many different stories we could do and what's possible. Now, Christopher McQuarrie, Cruise's longtime collaborator who co-wrote and co-produced Maverick, suggested that another Top Gun sequel could be flying back to the big screen sooner than expected. Besides grossing a stunning $1.49 billion at the box office, Maverick also scored the Oscar for Best Sound at the 2023 Academy Awards.
Huh.
Very deserving.
All right, so we're going to go with that. The best thing we've seen. We need more quality in Hollywood, and I'll give this one a chance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we'll go from the best thing that we've seen to one of the worst things that we've seen. And I know this is something that many of our listeners will remember pretty vividly, probably. But Jessica McClure Morales, if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because she is commonly referred to as Baby Jessica, who was rescued from a well back in 1987. Well, unfortunately, Miss Morales has come into a bit of a problem with the law here lately, as she was arrested this past Saturday at her home in Midland County, Texas, following allegations of a domestic disturbance at the residence. Deputies with the Midland County Sheriff's Office responded to her home around 10 p.m. local time on Saturday. She was then taken into custody at the scene, according to arrest records. The 40-year-old was charged with assault causing bodily injury involving family violence. She later posted bond and was released from the Midland County Detention Center. Officials have only released limited information on the incident now, and an arrest affidavit has not yet been obtained. So we will keep you up to date on this story, but I know many of you will remember the baby Jessica story. Landrum?
I remember it well.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was a story. I was young. I was 7 at the time. But I do remember watching where I was stepping in yards.
Oh, yeah. After that, absolutely.
That wasn't just for dog poo. That was, could I be stepping off into a hole in someone's backyard?
Well, and this is wild. Apparently, it took them 60 hours
Yeah.
to remove her from the well safely.
Yeah, what they
Oh,
had
no.
to
That's
do,
crazy.
they had to drill. She's down the well. They had to drill a cross to be able to access the
Ah.
well to get her out of there. And I think that she had to have something amputated when she was pulled out.
Oh, that's awful.
That's so sad.
But she never left Midland, Texas, apparently. She's still there, but hopefully she gets things cleaned up with a domestic incident.
Yes.
It does show that she's still married. We see good, we see bad.
We do.
That was bad. That's going to do it for us. We appreciate all of you joining us. Special thanks to our guest, Rodney Orr, Matt Corral of the Stallions, and Rob Payton, and to all of you for your interaction. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Always remember, God